Viewers, 80 days later, the web of influence, the entire web of influence that has cloaked the truth in the Sushant Singh Rajput death case is slowly but surely being cleared. Let no doubts persist. It is now quite clear that a powerful B-Town cartel virtually killed Sushant Singh Rajput by entrapping him in a fog of drugs, either to confound him, to take advantage of him, or then, viewers, simply because they wanted to be one in his inner circle to exploit the riches that he had accumulated through his hard work. Now, Times now is sitting on mountains of evidence, viewers. Most of it is also in the possession of investigating agencies. Here in my hand are the latest drug chats. We put them out, viewers, at around 6:30 this evening. These are the latest drug chats of Showik Chakraborty. He is speaking with an individual who is soliciting drugs. The chats prove that Showik was not just a consumer, but also a supplier. He had links to some very established drug pushers, and they in turn were part of a racket that extends to some very powerful people. We have been told that at least 2 top politicians, 3 top cops, and 6 top actors are part of a massive drug ring in Bollywood that traps actors like Sushant Singh Rajput and several hundred young men and women. These individuals are themselves supported by the underworld, and they are patronized by the political establishment. I can't say how far back these linkages with the political establishment go. Are they bipartisan? I don't know, viewers. The closest we've ever come is when Mr. N.N. Vora put out a report which was buried, that showed that there were deep ties between the Mumbai police, the political establishment, the underworld, and the larger Bollywood apparatus. Now, viewers, I want you to pay attention to some of these drug chats that we have accessed and that we put out today at 6:30 p.m. Half an hour before the family of Sushant Singh Rajput, through their lawyer, went on record to call out the big PR campaign that has been launched to shield the B-Town drug mafia. Now, viewers, here's what we know. On the 10th of October 2019, Showik is chatting with an individual. And he says, "Bro, you needed to score, man. My dealer is acting stupid." The person that he is speaking to goes by the initials N. The name has been bleeped out, and so is the telephone number. And that person says, "Do you have anyone who can help me out?" And we go on to say, "Yes, bro, hash only. You want right now?" That is what the person is saying. Showik says, "Abhi, if possible. If he has, will you also smoke?" The friend then says, "Speaking to my dealer and telling you." Speaking to my dealer and telling you. Showik then says, "It's 2 to 2,500, I guess, bro. My friend score, I can wait for H." Now, we don't know who H is. "I'll score some weed for tonight then," says the friend in response to Showik. Showik right now is soliciting drugs. Then suddenly, Showik tells his friend, "I'm forwarding you some numbers." Karamjeet KJ contact number is then listed. Maj MJ contact number is then lifted. Then use the name Suryadeep. Showik says, if they don't answer anything, let me know, I'll try others till then. Viewers, it gets a little murkier from then on. Ask for hash here, says Showik. Gives the name of Shane Fletcher and a contact number. And also then speaks about an individual called Zaid BU. Gives his contact number. This is for Bud. Use Basit's name. The friend says, all right, bro, he sorted me out. This is a conversation, viewers. Showik not just caught soliciting drugs, but also supplying them, giving names and numbers of other suppliers to another individual to procure drugs for usage. The amount here in this particular chat is about 2,000 to 2,500 rupees. In other chats, viewers, the amounts are more. Now let me tell you, viewers, this is very, very crucial. If you remember, I talked about an individual called Zaid BU, who was named by Showik Chakraborty. Zaid BU is in custody. We have pictures of Zaid in custody. We're going to put them out, viewers. And this individual has been singing in custody, and he has said that he knows Showik, he supplies him drugs. There's Zaid Vilatra, drug supplier, alleged drug supplier. He's alleged to have confessed. And viewers, Showik, of course, yesterday we reported that, was also soliciting drugs for his own father, reportedly. That chat is also available with us. So not only for private consumption, not only was he recommending suppliers' names to his friends, clearly very in with the drug set, but then also, viewers, the chats with, on behalf of his father. Let's put those out. Seems to be all in the family here. Showik Chakraborty says, bro, where are you? Supplier says, home, bro, what's up? Showik Chakraborty say, wanted a boom, bro, dad wants, didn't realize his mal's over. Supplier says, lol, bro, mine's over as well, scoring tomorrow. That means we are going to be able to get it tomorrow. Showik Chakraborty says, ha ha ha, okay, brother, thanks very much. Here is now very concrete proof for what the family used to say, that Sushant Singh Rajput was surrounded and perhaps even trapped in a circle of drug abusers. Whether they were forcing him into taking these drugs, clouding his thoughts, making him paranoid, we can't say, viewers. But certainly, Sushant Singh Rajput, as apprehended by his family, turned up dead. Turned up dead. Now we stung the father of Zaid Vilatra. Zaid Vilatra has allegedly confessed, viewers, allegedly confessed that he is in touch with Showik Chakraborty. Zaid Vilatra also, viewers, has confessed that he knows other big drug dealers like Fayaz Ahmed and several others. Today we spoke to his father, we stung his father, and he said that sitting above all of these people is a godfather. Listen to this.
Zaid Vilatra lives there. Sir, times now, sir.
Times now?
Yeah.
He's gone out of Bombay.
He's out of Bombay, sir.
He's gone to Himalayan.
Sir, the NCP has told us that his involvement is coming in the drugs racket with Showik Chakraborty.
I don't have any idea. Because he's told us that he's gone for a party.
He's gone for a party, sir. Then what does he do, sir? Is a student?
He's got a small kitchen.
Like a where? You are his father, sir?
Yeah.
So he's not at home, sir. NCP is saying that he has his involvement in drugs and also.
The same thing that someone has propagated his name down from his as the meat comes today.
Did you give us
You are not supposed to. You have some bottles?
No, nothing, sir.
What's your good name?
And you? Sanjay. Sir, we just want to ascertain certain facts. NCP is saying that he was supplying it to Showik Chakraborty.
Actually, what has happened? Come sit. I'll just tell you in short. There's some guy called Abbas.
Yeah.
Who's been arrested. Yeah. That guy has had some problem with my son earlier 2-3 years ago. So he's taken out all his grudge on because he had put a name on my elder son also.
Okay.
Yeah, but my elder son is Muslim.
What's your elder son? Rahil.
I'm also with the film world, so I know these things.
I don't know, sir. He's not
clarification on camera for us. It's really good for us.
Sir, if you can speak on camera.
From your angle.
No, I cannot speak anything because still the issue is in this. Today I suppose they picked him up.
Yeah.
He'll come back because everything is. But yesterday there was a search of the house also. They found the full very cupboards and all. I said, go ahead, boss. I don't
find it.
No, nothing. They searched his car, they searched his premises, office premises. What has happened? This guy is involved with Sushant Singh, which is Abbas. There's another big shot who's some Mr. Karan. So that all is on the floor. That is a big. They want to catch the big fish, basically.
So are you going, sir?
Yeah, I'll be going to
Thank you.
Big names are being dropped, viewers, and I'm going to go across to Siddhant. Siddhant, he's named several individuals. We are also being told that the NCB, after these chats of Showik and the names that he's taken, Mr. Fletcher, all sorts of characters that he's named, this case is clearly pointing towards some big names. We are also being told, Siddhant, that at least 2 netas, 3 top cops and 6 actors might be linked to all of this. This is breaking news. It's on our screens, viewers. The actors, the top cops, the netas, all of this could not be happening without patronage. Siddhant.
That's absolutely right, Rahul, and this is perhaps the first case in recent times where again the Bollywood neta, cops and actor link has emerged. Now this is why NCB teams are camping in Mumbai. DG Asthana was in town. He has given clear instruction to crack down on the major cartels operating in the maximum city to find out each and every links. Now you see, Rahul, already 4 individuals, 4 peddlers are in the custody of Narcotics Control Bureau. They have already given these names to the NCB. It's just a matter of time. NCB is verifying those names, and we have been told that by tomorrow, from tomorrow, the 7th summons are likely to be issued. We had already put out names of Showik Chakraborty and the peddlers, those conversation chats, which clearly establishes that it was not just scoring marijuana or a stuff. It was the talks and the conversations suggest that it was a cartel which was being run. Not just that, Rahul, we have also been confirmed that there is an illegal poker business which was also going side by side. This is also what Narcotics Control Bureau is telling us. Now, as far as names are concerned, Rahul, as I mentioned, each and every day during an interrogation, these people are revealing fresh names. These people are the biggies of the Bollywood. These people are linked to netas. These people are linked to the top cops in Mumbai. And as I mentioned, Rahul, from tomorrow, a day after, the summons will be issued by the Narcotics Control Bureau to establish all those links. So it is really getting murkier day by day.
3 big cops as well as 6 actors on the radar, viewers on the radar. This is getting very, very big. We can't tell you the names right now because that would mean that we would be compromising this investigation and these individuals would get time to act. But yes, we can tell you that in a couple of days, maybe 3 or 4, there will be some big names that will be disclosed, at least 11 names. And we're also being told, viewers, that questions are being asked about the June 16 statements. This question is being asked by Sushant Singh Rajput's family. We heard Vikas Singh, Sushant Singh Rajput's lawyer, coming out and saying that the police made them sign on certain statements that were written in Marathi, which perhaps gave the impression that the family knew that Sushant Singh Rajput was going through depression. Tamal is here with us. Tamal, this is a massive disclosure. It suggests that there were many omissions in the manner in which this case perhaps was being prosecuted by or investigated or inquired into by the Mumbai police. The evidence against the Mumbai police, according to the family, is watertight. Do you believe, and I'm asking you now, after all that we've heard, that there was a sin of omission? I don't know about commission, but certainly a sin of omission on the part of the Mumbai police.
Well, it seems like, Rahul, there was a kind of a pattern in which Mumbai police operated, and that pattern has possibly prompted people to doubt, raise questions and not believe exactly what they said. Now that family of Sushant Singh Rajput, through their lawyer, has come out and hit out on Mumbai police, to an extent has also suggested that they were made to sign on a statement that was written in Marathi, even when they had objected that they do not understand the language, they wanted it to be transcripted, but that wasn't done. Question is why? If somebody cannot understand Marathi, that should also be respected. And Rahul, even as we speak, Zaid Chakraborty is inside the CBI office. It's DRDO guest house right behind me. It's been over 9 hours now. In the past 2 days, he had been questioned for close to 20 hours. And now when the drug racket is under the scanner of NCB, we all understand that these drugs cannot be procured without money. And that's where the crucial financial aspect is being probed by the CBI along with ED. And that's the reason Zaid Chakraborty is considered to be very crucial in the ongoing investigation. The reason why he was here yesterday along with his wife, the reason why he was called back today. So at this point in time, on one hand, Sushant Singh Rajput's family is levelling allegations against the Mumbai police, the way they have conducted, raising a lot of aspersions, casting aspersions about their suicide theory. At the same time, on the other hand, CBI having come into the picture only after the Supreme Court's intervention and much later at a stage, they find enough reason.
Riyaz's father still being grilled, viewers. Riyaz's father still being grilled. Yesterday we showed you the chats. Tamal is confirming this. Siddhant is also standing by. I just want to quickly go straight across to some of our guests. Gentlemen, Siddhant and Tamal, thank you. But stay on with me. I'll come out to you at 8:30. We're going to make another big disclosure. I know, Siddhant, that you have been working very hard with Tamal behind the scenes. We're going to come back at 8:30 with a very, 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 very big disclosure after a break. But just 1 second. I want to go straight across to Ishkalan Bhandari. I want to bring in Dr. Anand Ranganathan, Rajiv Pandey, Tanvi Pruthi, and Tehseen Poonawala into this. Ishkalan Bhandari, what do you make of this? Are we seeing an organized attempt by a cartel to entrap people like Sushant Singh Rajput and other young individuals across B-Town, across Mumbai? And does this pose, I think in my view it does this pose a massive threat to even national security? I mean, if you have the underworld, you have dirty money coming in, you don't know what strings are attached to that money. It's very serious.
Rahul, answering your second question first, it definitely is a threat to national security because drug money is often linked with terror money. And I have said this on your debate before. And a lot of people keep asking, why is drug angle important in Sushant Singh Rajput investigation? I say it's vital because let's see, we have had the first arrest made out of drug racket and a chain is as strong as its weakest link. These drug arrests are singing now. The weak chain in the entire conspiracy behind the death of Sushant Singh Rajput has started to unravel. And also, let us remember Al Capone, a famous gangster who got convicted and his entire operation wiped out for tax evasion corruption. Not for murder, not for gambling, not for prostitution, but tax evasion. So a lot of channels have started saying, Bollywood में सभी drugs करते हैं, क्या बड़ी बात है? देश में drugs चलना बड़ी बात है. And it is directly linked to this case because the accused of this case had drug chat and the quantities which are coming out are not consumption quantities but commercial quantities. So Times now is doing a vital investigation not only for Sushant Singh Rajput, because this we are doing after the event, the unfortunate event of 14 June,
yes,
but also to prevent other youngsters other such unfortunate events, other such cartels, other such lobbies from operating. And that deserves a lot of appreciation from the people of India.
Now, you know, Ishkaran Bhandari is not speaking through his hat. Tehseen Poonawalla, we have shown you evidence here of close linkages between underworld, ISI stooges overseas with our actors. What happens is that the actor goes, he thinks he's representing a production company, events management company, he lands up, performs, money is paid to that individual. It later turns out that that company was being run by the ISI or by Dawood's network. And there are established contacts now. And then once those links are established, the favors are called in, and an entire industry and an ecosystem comes up. We saw that unfortunate case in 1993 when guns were run through Bombay, through an actor's home. We've seen this in several other instances playing out, and I'm asking you, in this instance too, just in the past, there's been a cover-up. And I want to ask you, 80 days, the real perpetrators, the family says, are being shielded. Is there a pattern to the omissions by the Mumbai police? Is there a pattern? I'm asking you this question. Be honest. You're a resident of Mumbai.
There are three parts in which I'd like to answer your question. I'll be very brief. My only request is don't interrupt me so I can speak to the point. To the first part with which you had this long address to the nation, if drugs are coming from abroad, whether through events or through whatever, complete airports and external affairs is in the control of the central government. What are they doing? This is the second part of it. Drugs like ecstasy that have been maintained are synthetic drugs not produced in India, but they come via America, the European route, via Pakistan, and through the Gujarat route into India. Again, the question, what is the central government doing? Third, and I end here. Look, I just want to make one point. You've been talking about confessions, and I have no reason not to disbelieve you, but confessions before a police officer are not admissible in a court of law. You are yourself saying these are alleged confessions. I hope these are true so this drug racket gets busted, simply because this is my last line. If this drug racket has been on at the 5 years Devendra Fadnavis was chief minister, and he was hanging out with Bollywood celebrities, so the question should also be asked of Fadnavis. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Poonawalla, you didn't answer my question. You spun us around, but you didn't answer the question. I asked you, is there a pattern to the omissions by the Mumbai police in this case? In this case, we were told it was suicide. We don't need to do much more. We didn't even register.
Yes.
We didn't even conduct an inquiry or an investigation under the requisite section of the law. You conducted a peripheral inquiry. Even the Supreme Court pulled you up. Why? Because you knew that the moment you began to look at the drugs angle, powerful people would be named. It would become inconvenient. Is that the reason why? That's the question I asked you.
Okay, so if that is the thing, and this drug nexus obviously existed, as Home Minister, what was the BJP doing? Who was Sandeep Singh? Why, when his name came up, he called the BJP office 53
I just want to ask you, Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla, Sushant Singh Rajput died on June 14th. The Shiv Sena was... Just 1 minute.
Sir,
one minute. Just 1 second. Sir, the drug linkages with Bollywood, etc., are as old as the hills. The BJP is equally responsible. But I'm talking about this case. There are several cases in the past. You can ask those questions.
Rahul,
10 seconds.
He's talking about the BJP
government.
India during the lockdown, this come before.
Rahul,
Before the
simple question with a simple answer.
Why are you questioning Fadnavis?
Ishkaran Bhandari wants to come in.
Rahul, it's so simple. Rahul, you had a very specific, direct question. Was Mumbai police doing a cover-up? Is it a scheme of things? And we just saw a concussionist artist twisting himself up and down to cover it up. It's a very simple question. It did not need to go into all this. The simple answer of this is that if they registered an FIR, they would have had to seize all electronic evidences. If they seized all electronic evidences, they would have got all this chat. If they got all this chat, they would have had to catch people involved in the racket. They simply did not register an FIR. That's a simple legal answer which the contortionist did not want to answer.
Did not want. I think, my problem is I ask the direct questions. I shouldn't ask. I should be like other anchors who go around the block. Don't ask the direct question. It should never be pointed. Because the moment I get pointed, people are put on a spot. I think that must end. Dr. Anand Ranganathan, I think circuitous questions must be asked. Can't ask the direct pointed question anymore.
Good evening, Rahul. You know, before we start, I want to place on record my deep disgust that we are not discussing Woodward-Hoffmann rules, Diels-Alder rearrangement, Swern oxidation, Wittig reaction, Yamaguchi acidification, Wolff-Kishner reduction, Fukuyama coupling, Claisen condensation, Cope elimination, Des-Martin oxidation, Friedel-Crafts acylation, Cannizzaro oxidation, Michael addition, Mannich reaction, and Sharpless epoxidation. Why? This is preposterous. This is my show and I'm the anchor. Yes, I know that I was informed beforehand of the topic we were to discuss today and I agreed to it and came on your show. But discussing the topic doesn't earn me brownie points from woke dunderheads and sickle ninjas. It doesn't allow me to virtue signaling and present a holier-than-thou image. So I want to put it on record that Rahul Shiv Shankar did not discuss Woodward-Hoffmann rules governing 1,3 sigma tropic shift. Now, to return to the topic under protest.
I know what you're saying, Doctor.
The emerging drugs angle.
I know. There has been a lot of commentary, Dr. Anand Ranganathan, a lot of commentary, a lot of trolling, which I found mystifying. And top anchors were also, some top anchors and retired folk and consulting editors, etc., took pot shots also because some person invited for a particular debate said, I must only discuss the economy today. I don't know why they show up for these debates, but nonetheless, I just asked you, unfortunately, again, a pointed question. I got a circuitous response. So let's go to the question I asked you. Omissions. Is there a pattern?
Yes.
You did a tehseen on me.
Yes, Rahul, what I wanted to say was that, you know, this emerging drugs angle, it not only provides a motive for Sushant's murder, it may result in the biggest cleanup Bollywood has ever seen. Even if this turns out that the drugs angle is unconnected to the murder, at least we are looking at dozens of convictions on charges of drug peddling, procurement and consumption. Remember, even consumption of drugs is illegal in India. And as I told Navika yesterday night, the world's most dreaded gangster, Al Capone, was arrested for a simple tax fraud and not for murders, kidnapping and extortion. For too long, taking drugs has been made cool and hip, and almost a requirement for being quote-unquote creative in Bollywood. So much so that high-profile drug dealers are routinely photographed with stars. One such man called Chandaria was arrested back in 2017. What happened to that? Look, this is not to say that everyone is guilty in Bollywood. Certainly not. But the cleanup would only help those who are not guilty.
Yes.
The real problem, Rahul, though, is that stars are expendable, politicians are not. Recall Mr. Vajpayee's remark on Rahul's alleged drug taking. Such mistakes happen in young age, unquote. From Punjab to Maharashtra, I can't think of a single politician ever convicted for drug trafficking. And I don't see the statistics changing whatever new revelations this case might throw up next, unfortunately.
How many more Sushants? One second. Tehseen Poonawalla, 1 second. 1 second.
Because Rahul, let's put it on record, he's not talking about anybody else but Rahul Mahajan. Let's put it on record. I understand his spot shots. And I fought for the Congress. I'm putting it on record. Or is it a response?
I knew Tehseen is going to say this.
Okay, one second. Gentlemen, 1 second. Rajiv Pandey. And Mr. Srivastava. Mr. Ravi Srivastava, Rajiv Pandey, 1 second. Let me just come out to you. Mr. Rajiv Pandey, let me come out to Mr. Ravi Srivastava first. How many more Sushants, sir? How many more Sushants do you want? How many more Sushants do you want to be entrapped, drugged to death? And I'm asking you this because the Mumbai police had a golden opportunity. If it really had the interests of the people of this country and India's national security at heart, if it was really the Scotland Yard, it would have begun by saying, okay, we are going to look at all these drug links and all of you chaps, parasites, sponsored by Pakistan, to wage an opium war equivalent on this country. We're going to lock you up. We're going to lock you up. They didn't do it. Why? Why, sir? Why? Direct question, huh? Direct question. Tell me, why?
Should not be even
Who held them back?
One more life lost. For
who held them back? Don't give me platitudes. Answer the question. What stopped them?
I'm answering the question.
What stopped them? Did the names of 2 netas, 3 of their own cops and 6 actors stop them? Was it too inconvenient? Was it too inconvenient? Don't give me the history. I'm asking you a straight question. 2 netas, 3 top cops, viewers, and 6 actors. They are linked. Did the Mumbai police know that the feet that they were going to tread on were too big? Did they realize that?
I say,
Did someone call them off?
Catch them and hand them up.
I'm asking you, come on, where's the accountability for Mumbai police, sir? You call them the Scotland Yard.
No, as far as Mumbai...
You call them the Scotland Yard. The Scotland Yard couldn't sniff out this drug link. 1 minute, I'm taking a short break, viewers, because I'm being told by Nizam Bhai, the director of this show, that we've got a very big story that we were putting together this evening, ready for us at 8:30. The names, viewers, we're coming out to you. Viewers, the weakest link is beginning to snap. B-Town insiders under lens of NCB are beginning to crack. We are being told in a preemptive action they have suo moto contacted the agencies, given names of 2 netas, 3 cops and 6 actors. Clearly, everyone is now scrambling to distance themselves from the fallout of the Sushant Singh Rajput death, viewers, and the continuous news breaks on the drug angles that are taking place on Times Now. No one wants to be singed. They are beginning to squeal. They're beginning to give up individuals. They are beginning to name names. This is very big. And once again, I ask viewers, did the center unearth what the state is suppressing? Did the center unearth what the state is suppressing? And I'm coming out to you, sir, and Tanvi Pruthi and Rajiv Pandey. Tanvi Pruthi, tell me, can today the state government turn a blind eye to these exposés, which are throwing up names left, right, and center, some of them inconvenient? Savio Rodriguez is also here with us. Yes, Tanvi Pruthi.
Yeah, Rahul, I think we are discussing 2 issues over here, so let's not...
We are only discussing one issue.
No, we're just...
Let me rid you of your misconception.
Let me make my point.
There is one issue. The one issue is... No, listen to me first. Let's get this straight before you misunderstand my question. It's a direct question. Did the center unearth what the state was in a hurry to bury? Inconvenient names, massive linkages, big money, and underworld. Simple.
Again, Rahul, let me make my submission in 2 points. First, if you think that the center has rightly unearthed what the state did not do, then I think Mr. Tehseen Poonawalla is very correct in saying that there are many people involved in the BJP as well, in BJP Maharashtra. Look at Devendra Fadnavis and his wife. They used to be in touch with these Bollywood people all the time.
More credit that the center is not discriminating between its own and the opposition. Then you should be really clapping the center and the investigative agencies. You should be delighted.
I don't see their names coming. And second, yes, if you think, like Mr. Bhandari had just said, that yes, drug is a big menace in the country and yes, it needs to be...
I'm only asking you a question. Do you believe that the authorities in Mumbai were not committed in exposing this racket because of the kind of names that lurk in the envelopes? Simple question. Can you not understand my question?
Do you think that Supreme Court also overlooked it?
Okay. Okay, viewers, the Supreme Court didn't overlook it. The Supreme Court was actually focused on it and therefore said that it's quite clear that we need a central agency. Look, you don't have the guts. You don't have the guts to come out. You don't have the guts to call out your own police. That's really unfortunate. Because if you can't speak truths to power, then ma'am, you are doing a disservice to thousands and millions of Mumbaikars, Maharashtrians, rest of Indians. And this network is spreading across the country. Kerala, the ripples have been felt. Goa, the ripples have been felt. The BJP's Rajiv Pandey here, as well as Savio Rodriguez. Yes, Rajiv Pandey. You are raising your hand.
Rahulji, what is coming out? If really NCB takes this to logical end, you will find that many A-listers are throwing cocaine parties in Mumbai, Bollywood. Talking about what the other government has done and last government, this time, as you have rightly said, that NCB is taking action and we all should appreciate that. As far as the Mumbai police is concerned, Mumbai police is very competent, but some top and mighty people said, don't touch them. That is my first point. In this country, all drug, hawala, gold smuggling, we have seen in Kerala what has happened, that gold smugglers were ISIS agents. They all money goes for only one thing, that is for terrorism. Okay. That is my understanding. We have seen how Dawood Ibrahim How
Okay.
Dawood Ibrahim parties who
Okay.
were going from
Viewers,
Mumbai Bollywood
viewers,
and what
big
they
news.
were doing.
Big news. Everyone is waffling. Everyone is waffling. Here, Atul Bhatkalkar is a BJP MLA, I'm told. Congratulations. Times Now for breaking this news. Your channel has vindicated my stand about Mumbai police. They're giving her escape route since day one. He's attacking directly the top brass of the Mumbai police. Very, very serious. Quite clearly, the BJP also must answer, though, on one basic fact. These people don't just spring up overnight. They've been there. This ecosystem sustains itself across administrations. And Mr. Pandey, do you believe that when you were in power, you missed a trick? You missed a trick. You also had an opportunity.
Rahulji, I'll tell you one thing. You have rightly said that these things have not come up in just 1 year or 5 years.
You can't deny that, yes.
We have seen how a criminal called Nadeem was involved in the murder
Answer my
of
direct
Gulshan
question,
Kumar.
sir. Will you today put your hand on your heart? Will you today put your hand on your heart and say, we also made a mistake? I'll begin by asking you this question.
I'll tell you, sir.
Put your hand on your heart. Put your hand on your heart and say that I also concede that we messed up. We could have cleaned this up.
No, sir, I'll tell you.
No.
Rahulji,
yes.
This government has attacked on all the channels of Hawala across the country.
Okay.
We have seen from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. We have
That's
seen
true.
in Kerala,
that is
the
true.
government is not there.
Very true.
So
but
we are taking
will you
action.
say that you missed an
Rahulji,
opportunity? 1 minute. Did you not miss an opportunity? Can we run away from that?
I'll tell you one thing. These people were very strong. They were trying to do things.
No.
But
Listen, sir.
Central government has
there's nothing stronger than the Indian state. There's nothing stronger than the Indian state. No one is stronger than the Indian state. Even the Chinese know that today in Pangong So. Even the Chinese know it. They knew it in Galwan and they know it in Pangong So. No one is stronger than the Indian state. Don't ever tell me that. Don't ever tell me that. No one is stronger than the Indian state. Savio Rodriguez, this is very big. This is very big. I'll tell you, sir. There are two individuals, Gaurav Arya, who's a restaurateur, hotelier, call him what you know or what you want. He's under the lens. Fayaz Ahmed, another individual's under the lens. They operate in Gujarat. You are the editor of a Gujarat important Chronicles, a very important Goa Chronicle magazine. I want to ask you, they're all residents of Goa, rather, not Gujarat. Sorry, got it wrong. But I want to ask you, sir, and this is a direct question to you tonight. Do you accept that there has been a cover-up in this particular case? Direct question, answer it. Answer it, be honest today. Be honest to the cause. Be honest to the cause.
I'm not in the habit of going around the bush. Is there a cover-up by the Mumbai police? Of course there's a cover-up.
There you go.
Every time the drug menace comes out, whether it's Mumbai police or any police, including the Goa police, including the Delhi police, including any police.
Savio Rodriguez, my second question to you, direct question. Are you a unstinting supporter, unflinching supporter of the BJP? Simple question, yes, no.
Are you asking me that question?
Yes, I'm asking you that.
Of course not.
Of course not.
I'm a
There you
supporter
go,
of
viewers.
India.
Tanvi Pruthi, Tehseen Poonawala, and Mr. Srivastava. This is not a BJP supporter speaking.
Who's government in Goa?
But even he,
Who's government in Goa?
I'm asking you, he's not a BJP supporter. Don't slander this
Who's
man.
government in Goa? Who's government in Goa? To control it. Who's government? The Goa government itself is saying to control the drugs.
Remember Punjab?
That is exactly what I'm saying. I'm asking you.
Very quickly, Rahul.
That is exactly what I'm saying. The BJP government in Goa has failed to control the drugs.
There you go. You are trying to politicize it. Tehseen Poonawala, you're trying to politicize it. You don't have the guts that Savio Rodriguez has. You don't have the guts that Savio Rodriguez has. And I have to ask you, sir, what are you hiding? What are you hiding? Your connections go deep into the first family of the Congress party. Are you today covering up for the Aghadi government? They could have done a lot more. You know it. This could have been the beginning of a real August revolution. This could have been it. We could have turned the tide. Dr. Anand Ranganathan raising his hand. Yes. 1 second, Savio. I'm coming out to you. Yes. I also want to bring in Shilpi Jain. Yes. Doctor.
Yes.
Doctor.
Very quickly.
Yes.
Doctor. Very quickly, Rahul, I don't think the center has unearthed what the state was suppressing. The center knew what the state was suppressing. It's just that with the CBI in its hand, now the center can turn the screw. And as far as the BJP panelists on your show, I don't know, what is he smoking? मतलब जनता को आपने पागल समझ रखा है. Let me give you 3 examples. One of your own BJP spokespersons, according to his own words, is the best friend of the guy allegedly being a drug peddler caught by Times Now yesterday. And number 2, do you know why you lost the Punjab elections? Because your ally was hand in glove with all the drug trafficking. And 2 weeks ago, you have inducted into BJP a fellow called Roy Nayak, against whom you adjourned the Goa Assembly, saying the CBI inquiry should be there on his drug trafficking. Now he's in BJP.
Exactly.
So please, जनता को आप उल्लू मत बनाइए और उल्लू मत समझिए.
But the point is, viewers, today, unfortunately, the buck has stopped at the door of the Maharashtra state government. You see, viewers, this is a revolving door. And where it stops is where the problem begins. Now, here is an opportunity. We were told that this government was keen to take power because it was voted by the public to make a big change. So much so that the Shiv Sena did an ideological U-turn, somersault, to be on the right side. Well, viewers, why aren't we then seeing an investigation by the state police into the drug bust? That doesn't come under the Sushant Singh Rajput death mystery. It's not exactly under the ambit of the CBI either. Have they filed a case? No. Have they gone after Showik? No. Have they gone after the others who have been named? No. Have they gone after any of those whose names have figured in the chats? No. Why? Why?
Can I answer that?
The Supreme Court only asked the CBI, did not ask the Narcotics Control Bureau, did not ask the ED. The Mumbai police can be getting into a lot of other areas, but they still don't want to. And now they're hiding behind the Supreme Court order. That's what's happening. And you know why? That gentleman in the corner of your screens is smiling, Tehseen Poonawalla, because he knows the truth. He knows the truth.
No, because I'm messaging Anand.
He knows the truth. So I'm asking you, Tehseen Poonawalla, I'm asking you, what is stopping the Mumbai police? Tell me, what is stopping the Mumbai police from at least investigating the drug chats and the drug angle? You tell me that. It's not a CBI inquiry.
True.
Tell me. Tell me.
It is very brief. They should. If they don't, ask CBI to investigate Goa.
Tehseen, I hope you have deleted all your WhatsApp chats, because if they go public, my God.
There you go. There you go, viewers. You see the equivalence? You see the equivalence? 1 minute. I want to go across to our reporter, Tamal. I want to go straight across. Big breaking news coming in, I'm being told, viewers, that, and Siddhant also joining, I'm being told that Riya Chakraborty's father, Showik Chakraborty's father, his interrogation has just ended. What did he tell them? What was asked? Siddhant, what was asked? What was he confronted with? What do they have on him? Siddhant?
Right, Rahul. Today was the second day of questioning and it went on for almost 8 to 9 hours. He was confronted with the drug chats. Now, yesterday, Rahul, that we played those drug chats where Showik Chakraborty was asking a peddler to deliver stuff for his father. So he was confronted with those chats first. Second, he was also confronted with the facts that are with Central Bureau of Investigation as far as Sushant living in Waterstones Club with Chakraborty's and what was Mr. Indrajit Chakraborty's involvement in Sushant's life. And they were also confronted with the bank statements and the black magic angle that Times Now played. So all these things they were confronted with. Now you see, Rahul, how Central Bureau of Investigation is moving block by block. Today, Riya was not summoned. Today, Indrajit Chakraborty was summoned. He was separately questioned by the Central Bureau of Investigation. We've also been told that in coming days, the entire family will be called in at CBI base camp so that they can be confronted with the facts and they can be confronted together. So this is Central Bureau of Investigation's plan. First to question separately and then to put them together and confront them.
Look, viewers, this is how it's done. Now just 1 second. I want to go straight across. Tamal has confronted Shruti Modi. Shruti Modi, another individual who holds the key to this entire drug triangle. Remember, her lawyer came out and said very clearly yesterday, Ashok Sarogi, that this particular drug cartel is managed by one individual who's very, very politically connected. Listen into this confrontation. On
Confession, Miss Modi. Miss Modi, did you make any Miss Modi, did you make any confession, Miss Modi?
Okay, brushes past, not taking any questions. Tamal, what's going on? Shruti Modi, has she cracked? Has she cracked, Tamal? Has she cracked under pressure? Is she giving up names?
Well, she has at least given up this much that, Riya Chakraborty was making on a lot of financial decisions on behalf of Sushant Singh Rajput and bypassing her. But now what we are also learning from our sources, yes, the fact that she has been called back-to-back 3 days, the fact that she was made to sit with Indrajit Chakraborty for a joint cross-examination, the fact that she was called yesterday when Riya Chakraborty's mother and father both were called at the CBI office, it's only an indication that she has started giving out names. Now, at this point in time, it is beyond any doubt that there had been some dubious activity happening inside the house of Sushant Singh Rajput, allegedly under the connivance of many key players, including Showik Chakraborty, Riya Chakraborty, and also what you're picking up from our sources within CBI, that Shruti Modi was in know of a lot of things. Why didn't she? In the interest of Sushant Singh Rajput.
There you go, viewers. There you go. This is very, very big. Vajji is outside Riya Chakraborty's home. That's where I think we are being told that her father will be going in the next few moments, passing by you. I think he's come there. Vajji, what's happening? Has he spoken to the media at all? Is he making any statements? Is Indrajit Chakraborty making any statements?
Well, we tried to post a few questions to Indrajit, but he clearly did not want to answer any questions, did not take any questions, and he swift past this particular gate and he went inside. There were very less media today and police officers. We tried to get inside, we tried to get a word from him, but clearly he was grilled today for 9.5 hours, basically on the relationship they had with the family of Sushant Singh, what was happening between Riya and Chakraborty, and that is what happened. So now we clearly need to wait and watch for what the CBI...
Wait and watch, yes, because the Sushant Singh Rajput family has come out and made very sharp allegations against a section of the press that they say is spreading fake news, talking about insurance policies that Sushant had. Said none of that ever happened, didn't have any insurance policies. Also making a very big claim to say that they were made to sign, the family was made to sign on papers that were written out in Marathi. They couldn't follow the language, which subsequently turned out to be an attempt at a red herring, at planting a statement on their behalf. That's very, very big. I want to go straight across to Shilpi Jain. Shilpi Jain, is there anything in the law that stops the Mumbai police from probing the killer drugs cartel? Straight question to you. Anything in the law?
Rahul, we are discussing Sushant Singh Rajput's case. The domain of CBI or any police investigation right now, basis the complaint which is present today, is whether Sushant Singh Rajput committed suicide or it was a case of murder. Now, anything beyond that, unless there is a complaint by somebody, is not the domain of any investigation agencies, any police, be it Mumbai, be it Bihar. You can debate it for hours and day after day on television channels, but it holds no ground as far as
it
law
makes
is
no
concerned.
sense, madam.
Let's get real here.
It makes no
the
sense.
Reality is,
an FIR has been
no,
filed.
it may not make sense to you. Please allow me to complete. Whoever you are, allow me to complete.
Rajiv Pandey, 1 second. Let her complete.
Allow me to complete. It may not make sense to you. I am not here to... I am not here to make sense for you. So just keep out of this. Let me complete. As a lawyer, I am here to give my angle. I am not here to convince you whether it makes sense or not. Now, the domain in this case has to be confined to what are the ingredients of the complaint. Whether it was murder, whether it's now, the viscera from what I am hearing, now there are a lot of channels giving new things and new stories, one contradicting the other.
I'm only asking you a simple question, ma'am. Today we have realized that there is a dramatic disclosure on a drug conspiracy, a web of drug conspiracy in the backdrop of this case. Suo motu action can always be taken by the Mumbai cops. Are you telling me that they can't suo motu take up an investigation? That they still haven't closed? I'm asking you a simple question. Have they closed it? No.
No.
Oh, they can't.
Now,
okay.
Let me clarify. Let me clarify.
Okay, one second. Big news coming in. Big news coming in. One second, Miss Shilpi. Miss Shilpi Jain, 1 second. Big news coming in. This is just the end of the questionings today, and we've just learnt that Shruti Modi has come out and confessed that drugs were very much part of a culture around Sushant Singh Rajput. Let me go straight across to Siddhant. There's a big confession by Shruti Modi. Tamal also there with us. Siddhant pumping in this information into the channel. But I want to go across to him. Siddhant, what are you hearing? Shruti Modi cracking under pressure.
Well, that's right. You know, what Shruti Modi has told Central Bureau of Investigation is that she was just a felicitator. She was not at all into the narcotic substance. It was Chakraborty and his staff which used to do all this, and she was being forced to be a part of that. First. Second, CBI also grilled Shruti Modi regarding an incident with Rajat Mewati shared with the Central Bureau of Investigation. Now, Rahul, in the month of March 2020, where suddenly Sushant Singh Rajput asked Shruti Modi to surface all his bank statement, especially the expenses that are being made on Riya Chakraborty. At that point in time, instead of giving bank statement to Sushant Singh Rajput, Shruti Modi secretly called Riya Chakraborty and asked her to come home immediately, and then later matter was settled. This is what Rajat Mewati has told Central Bureau of Investigation.
Viewers,
so to corroborate these facts, today CBI confronted Shruti with the same facts
and she is broken. Why she's confessed. Now, whether these confessions are, of course, admissible in court remains to be seen. Did it happen before a magistrate? We don't know. But viewers, so far, the heat is beginning to crack some of the inner circle, and Team Riya is pretty much on the run. We're going to take a short break. Returning in just a few moments, big story breaking. Don't go away.